Patrick's Hypnosis Seminar and lose the weight, stop smoking, and feel great for only $49.99 guaranteed. Tuesday, April 1st at the American Lodge and Suites Fergus Falls Conference Center. Weight loss seminar at 5:30, registration at 5. Stop smoking seminar at 8. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com.
Most folks never think about the roof over their head until the day that they can't afford not to. At Lakes Country Roofing, we help folks think ahead about what could be going on right above their heads. With a free roof inspection from Lakes Country Roofing, we'll show you exactly what minor problems your roof has today and how it could impact your tomorrow. Schedule your free roof inspection today at lakescountryroofing.com.
Lakes Country Roofing, we got you covered at the lakes.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
As I slide into frame. Good Monday morning. It is 24 degrees and 11 after 9 on a beautiful start to our week. And Mary, I don't know about you, but I guess you got a garage. I'm tired of scraping my windshield.
Do you? I bet. And there was a lot of frost out there this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you had a job to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know about you, but yesterday just felt ugly cold.
Yeah.
And I know it was maybe nearing 30 degrees or something like that, but man, that biting wind, it just felt awful yesterday.
Yeah, it was. You can just feel it go permeate
Oh my
the
gosh.
house.
Yeah, it was really something. So again, my reason for liking spring the very least of all the 4 seasons. Because you get a couple of nice days, and then you get yesterday.
And
but at least we didn't have snow and slush and all that.
At one point, I saw one thing that says we're going to get 4 to 5 inches, and I'm like, lies. I'm tired of it.
Well, let's count our lucky stars that it was lies.
I don't even think we got a flake. Did we get even any rain?
Do you know, well, a little bit of rain overnight Saturday night. There were some puddles out in our street, and that's the only way I have to know what happened overnight. But nothing big. Usually, if we get a significant amount of rain, we've got a really big puddle coming into our neighborhood, and it was about half of that. So that's my benchmark is the puddle. And yesterday I saw so few flakes, but there were a few flakes flying when I left church yesterday. So and I know that because I was barefoot in a pair of open-toed shoes, and that was the wrong choice for yesterday, just have to say. So I actually do have like a half sock and a boot on today. I couldn't do it again. Yeah. So yeah, winter is back. I'm out of the barefoot in my shoes and back to a pair of boots for today. And another benchmark.
Another
for
benchmark.
Spring, yeah. Oh, so anyway, but another weekend come and gone. It goes so fast.
I know one of the big things that took place over the weekend was the start of the NCAA tournament.
Oh my. We watched a lot of hoops over the weekend. I love watching college basketball.
I love watching college basketball. I just made the mistake of thinking that I was going to be smart, and there's a couple underdogs that they're talking about that just might shake up the tournament. No, they did not.
No, all the people who were expected to win kind of won. Except we watched a game, St. John's, and I can't remember who they were playing, but St. John's was picked to win for sure. I think they were number 2?
They were the number 2 seed, and the team that Dave picked to win it all.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, you picked.
I picked St. John's to win it.
Oh gosh.
And I picked St. John's to defeat Wisconsin in the championship. And if anybody was paying attention to the tournament this weekend, both St. John's and Wisconsin lost.
Yep, they are out. They are out for sure.
So,
for those of you who always pick Duke to go all the way,
they're still in it.
They're still in it. A lot of the teams that you expected to still be in it are, except that St. John's, I think, was a bit of an upset. I think it was. I can't even remember who they played, but they were number 2, and I think they played like number 8 or 10, something like that. Anyway, so a lot. In fact, I saw a report this morning that a game late last night busted the last perfect bracket that was out there.
I saw yesterday there was one bracket left out of 24 million entries. There was one left, and that one got popped last night.
That one got popped last night. Yep. So
I have to laugh because in the pool we're in, Jen is actually, out of our little group of 4 that played it, Jen's in the lead.
Okay.
At
Go Jen.
21st place. My parents are tied at 27th place, and I'm at 70th place.
Okay.
So
All right.
I think there's like 94 in that bracket.
Well, okay. So now we are down to 16 teams.
Yep, Sweet 16.
Okay. So Sweet 16 this week. This weekend. Is it 2 more weekends then? Or does Sweet 16 and Elite 8 get played the same weekend?
Same weekend.
Okay. And then we're down to Final Four and then the final. Yeah. So if you missed it over the weekend, fear not, there's plenty of basketball left for you to watch.
A lot of basketball.
Yeah. There were some good high school games over the weekend too in the state tournament.
Alec won their first tournament. Ever.
Yeah, that's great. And there were some upsets there too. So anyway, we always say anything can happen at tournament time, and it certainly did. Okay, I have something kind of funny for you.
Oh.
You've already seen it. Yeah. Okay, so remember when we were talking about girls and pillows on their bed? And you said...
It might be easier if you texted me the photo because I'm closer, because otherwise you're still kind of zoomed out a little bit.
Okay, I will send this to you because you and I had talked about it so many times, and as I was leaving this morning, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to take a picture of it, and we can have it on the show today. So there you go. Now you have the pillow picture. Okay, and I think...
We had a discussion about...
just a really...
Throw pillows. Are they worth it?
And how many is too many? So I will say that you're going to look at my bed and you're going to say this is too many. And how can you stand to take them off and put them on when you make the bed? It takes me no time at all. There you go.
Look at that, people.
For those of you who are streaming and watching this morning.
The entire bed is covered in pillows.
It is just about.
I mean, it's just absolutely...
Yeah, about 75% of the bed is covered in pillows.
Yeah.
And then the end is covered with that fur throw. So, yeah, pretty much the whole bed covered.
Yeah, that's...
And surprisingly, you should see me take the pillows off and put them on.
Where do you put them? Do you have a special pillow bunch?
No, I just right next to the bed on the floor.
So you toss them on the floor?
Yeah.
And then you put them on there?
I don't toss them. I take the 2 big ones. Here's how it goes. So imagine what you just saw if you're watching today.
It's a pyramid of pillows.
Okay, so I take that first one off, the one that's furthest out. I set that down first. Then I take the next 2. They're next. And then I'm trying to think. Well, anyway, they get stacked up very orderly on the floor right next to the bed, and it takes seconds.
My wife is going to see that and goes, you have no reason to complain about the pillows I've got around.
Either that or she's going to want to go buy more pillows.
Either way, yeah, I can see her doing that too. But I look at that and it's like, why? Okay, so you put all those pillows on there, then you leave.
Yep.
And then you come back and take the pillows off. Are the pillows defending your bed?
Possibly. No, I'm fussy. That's just all there is to it. So I would never, ever leave my bed unmade. Never. Never. And I would never even leave the pillows off. And I know these people say, oh, well, you're just going to sleep in it again tonight. Sorry, I cannot get in a bed that has not been made. And this bedroom is like right off the main living space. That's never going to happen at my house. That bed will always be made. In fact, it's the very first thing I do when I step out of bed. I make the bed immediately. I don't even go into the bathroom before I make the bed.
That pillow landscape makes it look like people are...
I knew you'd get a kick out of it.
In case somebody just is tired and they're looking for a place to lay down, I can lay down. Nope, can't lay down on that bed. Look at all those pillows.
That's right. So it's protection against...
It's defending the bed against, comfort.
I guess so.
It's like one of those little, padlocks. Like, okay, I got to go out to the garage or I got to go out to the shed, but we got to unlock
right.
we got to unlock it. We got one pillow this way, one pillow this way, 3 pillows this way, 1 pillow this way.
It's pillow
and
protection.
Spin and last pillow, pull it off the bed, and we can get in.
It's not honestly, if you saw how in fact, I should do a video so you can watch me undress the bed or make it again. It's just it goes so fast you can't even believe it. Anyway, I take a lot of heat for the pillows. That is for sure.
Yeah, there it is. Again,
but doesn't
amount
it
of
look
confusion.
nice?
Oh,
I love pillows. In fact, I have one closet downstairs that is full of throw pillows that I'm no longer using, which I have to move out. I just need to take them to the thrift store or something. So if anyone is looking for a whole bunch of throw pillows, boy, come and get them. I'll put them out on the front porch. Oh, boy. Anyway, enough about pillows. But I thought now, since some people are streaming and we have the ability to show a funny photo from now and, from time to time, I knew you'd get a bang out of it anyway. And I knew you would think I was as crazy as you thought I was. And now you know, it's confirmed.
yeah, it's just.
You're still having a hard time with that, aren't you?
I am definitely having a hard time with that. That is just beyond.
I know. Husbands everywhere are rolling their eyes.
And I just
But
realizing now, I went back and looked at it. It's got a little out of focus because I put it like right up to the camera.
okay. All
So
right.
it's like I'm in focus and the camera's kind of not, but
Oh well.
they
You get
they get the idea.
you get the picture for sure. Well, good news. Pope Francis, he waved to supporters outside the Rome hospital and he went back home for the first time in
Yes.
like 5 weeks or
Yeah,
something
he's
like
been in there for a
that.
while.
He's 88 years old. He faced life-threatening episodes, I believe, of double pneumonia. Now on a path to a gradual return to normal activities, although they say it's going to be a couple of months. If he's good for the next 2 months, they think that he will be able to resume normal activity. But they said it's going to be a couple of months before he's strong enough to do that. So Easter probably out of the picture for the Pope, at least his normal routine for Easter, which is pretty grueling, I think. I think there's a lot going on at Easter time. So anyway, he may or may not be able to do most of those things. Former New York Yankees player Brett Gardner, this is the saddest story, announced the unexpected death of his 14-year-old son, Miller. He fell ill on vacation
Oh wow.
with other family members falling ill as well. But this boy passed away in his sleep. And it was after he had been ill on vacation. The family requested privacy as they mourned Miller's loss, remembering him as a beloved son who lived life to the fullest. The Yankees and fans offered support and condolences. No word on what that illness was from where they were on vacation. It doesn't say where they were vacationing. Very few details out there, at least right now. But there were a number of people on that same vacation within their family that fell ill while on vacation. And sadly, this 14-year-old boy passed away in his sleep. So very, very sad story. A happy story that I heard over the weekend, and I'm doing this off the top of my head, so I can't even think of the player's name, but it's a Minnesota Timberwolves player who is on the team but rarely plays. And he has a young son who is autistic, and bringing him to a game is just, there's just too much going on for this little boy to handle. It's really tough. Well, anyway, for whatever reason, this last weekend, they decided the family's coming to the game. So they bring the little boy to the game. The coach hears that the little boy is in the house, and he puts dad in.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and I think he played a lot because they ended up winning by over 40 points. So here's a guy who has been on the team, has worked out with the team, and practiced, and then he's the bench guy. But he got to play all kinds of time, and this little boy.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
know, I love that. So accolades to the Timberwolves coach for doing something really nice over the weekend. And let's see, health officials in Gaza have now reported over 50,000 Palestinians killed since the conflict began in October of 2023. The death toll continues to rise as Israel's military offensive against Hamas intensifies. And when you see photos of Gaza,
How
there
can they
is
blow it up anymore?
basically nothing left.
Yeah.
It is piles of ashes, and it's gone. I don't know what else there is left to bomb.
I'm surprised that the Palestinians didn't give. I'm surprised and not surprised that they didn't give them the last 54 hostages. They're still holding hostages.
Well, and many of them are dead.
Yeah.
You know, and so what is the holdup there? I mean,
No idea.
yeah, just really, really awful. Anyway, Israel has ordered mass evacuations in southern Gaza as tensions escalate following a failed ceasefire negotiation. So Netanyahu says, "Hey,
And it failed
we're going to
because
keep going until."
like, okay, we'll give you our prisoners, and you give us your hostages. And
Right, and they didn't. What are they sprinkled out 2 at a time or something like that?
And it's just ridiculous.
And it is ridiculous, and many of them sadly have died while in captivity. So that's really awful. Let's see, and George Foreman
He passed away.
Yep. He was 76 years old.
Yeah.
That's pretty young. He passed away at the age of 76. Cause of death was not provided, but the news was confirmed by his family on Instagram. Hailing from Texas, Foreman rose to fame as the heavyweight champion of the world and later became a prominent figure in television and pop culture. He was an integral part of the boxing era that featured legendary fighters like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier in the 1970s. Transitioning into entrepreneurship, Foreman capitalized on affordable TV airtime in the 1990s to introduce that popular George Foreman grill through a series of infomercials that he personally hosted. Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had one.
We had one too. I don't think we have it anymore, but
Yeah, I have no idea where it is.
yeah, it looked like kind of like a waffle iron.
Waffle iron, and it
Yeah.
just kind of, all the grease and stuff just kind of oozed out.
Yeah. So they worked okay. You had to make like one thing at a time.
Yeah, they
sort
were
of.
a little small. I had the George Foreman XL.
Oh,
that
of
let
course
me-
you did.
That
The
let me
big
do.
guy.
That let me do 3 or 4, depending on the size at a time. So you
Okay.
can knock it out for everybody.
Well, we'll tell you about this when we come back. If you have brass knuckles, you are not invited to Michigan. We'll tell you
I think they're
why.
legal in Minnesota, too.
Oh, okay. When we come back on Morning Talk, stay with us.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
March is the biggest sales month here at Plan Z. Hi, this is Zola from PlanZDiet.com. Why not January? Well, in January, the people who start a diet usually start the cheap or the easy ones, or maybe they join a gym, and then they find out none of that worked. You too? Have you decided it's time to get serious about a diet before summer gets here? Well, this is your lucky day. In March, we put Plan Z on sale with the lowest pricing of the year. You can get in for $19 a month and just buy your dieting supplies as you need them. You'll get a manual, the ZR50 Crave Control Spray, and you'll be on your way. How's that for affordable? You'll eat real food, nothing from a box. The recipes are easy, or you can just toss something on the grill. No drama. You also get dessert twice a day. You don't have to suffer your way through a diet. Our dieters lose an average of 31 pounds in 50 days, and that's faster than the shots out there for losing, and cheaper. Check us out at PlanZDiet.com.
What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, right away hear the weekend analysis of Trump canceling the Department of Education and whatever else Trump is up to today and this week. Then hear what's on the docket at the state legislature this week and the news from the weekend and what's unfolding at the moment. But right away at 2:06, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk for bragging rights. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Unique farming operations need unique financial solutions. Ag Country Farm Credit Services offers customized financing that fits any size farm, ranch, or agribusiness. The next time you're in the market for more land, equipment, facilities, or maybe even an operating loan, contact the team at Egg Country. They know agriculture and will work for you. Egg Country. Focused on ag, focused on you. Egg Country is an equal opportunity lender.
Markets this hour brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a customer-owned cooperative.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Dickerman with a market update here on the Red River Farm Network, where we are looking at a down day here in the grains so far today. Despite some optimism regarding the severity of the upcoming April tariffs, grain and soy markets starting the week on the defensive here. Trump administration hinting that the tariffs are set to start April 2nd. They'd be a little more targeted, and some countries or regions might be excluded. That and the fact that Russian and U.S. negotiators are continuing efforts to bring an end to the Ukraine war. It should all be positive. However, the advancing Argentine corn and soybean harvests in Brazil are moving ahead, pressuring the values. On the other hand, U.S. corn export demand moving ahead, pressuring there as well, and remaining solid with Gulf corn offers now much cheaper than both Argentina and Ukraine offers. U.S. corn considered the world's cheapest feed grain. Dwayne Bossy from Bolt Marketing said the market's looking ahead here.
A lot of it is just probably position squaring already, sadly, for next Monday's huge USDA report, quarterly stocks report, and the planning intentions report out. But wheat's lower this morning mostly because of talk that Russia, Ukraine are going to have a possible ceasefire here later, or at least trending closer to peace talks. That's got this market on the defensive a little bit more than I think it should do today, but nobody asked me, I guess. So hopefully it finds support soon.
Wheat a little bit under pressure after Paris milling wheat futures fell for the third consecutive day. And dry southwest U.S. plains appearing to have a warm and dry forecast for the next couple of weeks. Improved rain chances existing for southwest Russia and Ukraine. All that weighing on the numbers. This is the Red River Farm Network.
This is Don Wick back with you with information from the North Dakota Gelbvieh Association. American Gelbvieh Association Executive Director Harold Hertz is back with us. Harold, we talked about it before, but this Gelbvieh breed seems to perform under all conditions.
Yeah, that's been one of the really fun things working for Gelbvieh is traveling to the extreme north and watching these cattle excel in that environment, but also in the southern climates, they do well as well. So I guess I say all that to say they're extremely adaptable, but I think that the cattle are able to do all those things that we've talked about, the extra performance while maintaining the maternal traits, and not all breeds of cattle do that well, but this one certainly excels in doing that.
Find the genetics that'll work in your herd. Visit ndgelbviehassociation.com. That's ndgelbviehassociation.com.
I'm Mark Oppold with an American Agriculture History Minute brought to you by Quick Shot from Helena. Improve yields without changing a single step with Quick Shot, a full nutrient package and one ultimate planter box treatment. Visit helenaagra.com. Missouri has a proud agricultural tradition. In fact, the statue adorning the dome of the state capitol in Jefferson City, often mistaken as Lady Liberty, is actually Ceres, goddess of growing vegetation. The first farms in Missouri were established around 1725 by French settlers near St. Louis and, of course, the Mississippi River. And as of the latest USDA Census of Agriculture, Missouri has the second most farms in the country, second only to Texas. That's today's American Agriculture History Minute. I'm Mark Oppold.
Checking the numbers here this morning, we're looking at Minneapolis wheat in May down 7 1/4 now at 5.97 3/4. July down 6 1/2, 6.14 1/4. Chicago May down 10 1/4, 5.48 1/4. Kansas City May down 10 1/4, 5.78 1/2. May corn is down 1 3/4 cent at 4.62 1/2. December corn down 1 1/2, 4.49 1/2. May soybeans down 2 3/4 at 10.07. November down 3, 10.04 1/2. April live cattle up 52 cents, 207.47. April feeders up $1.47 to 286.45. And the April lean hogs down 75 cents, 85.35. This is the Red River Farm Network.
Want to look and feel better fast? How about losing 31 pounds in 50 days? That's the average weight loss on Plan Z. Hi, it's Zola. When I started PlanZDiet.com more than 10 years ago, my husband came up with this tagline. When you've tried everything from Atkins to Weight Watchers, it's time for Plan Z. Now we're competing with shots. You know, the lifelong drugs that can cost $1,000 a month. If you want to eat and enjoy real food and still lose weight, my patented ZR50 Crave Control Spray will keep cravings at bay. And my easy-to-make recipes make this the best-tasting diet on the planet. Our customer appreciation sale is on now. Get started for $19 a month and buy your diet supplies as you need them. I really want to help you lose weight and keep it off. I'll teach you how to enjoy real food again and lose the weight that's making you sick and tired. Take this small step now. Go to PlanZDiet.com and watch the short video and check out a couple of success stories. Real people lose real weight with Plan Z.
What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, right away hear the weekend analysis of Trump canceling the Department of Education and whatever else Trump is up to today and this week. Then hear what's on the docket at the state legislature this week and the news from the weekend and what's unfolding at the moment. But right away at 2:06, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk for bragging rights. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
When a loved one passes, we understand that honoring and preserving your family legacy matters. Hi, I'm Ryan Welly with the Fergus Falls Monument Company. Creating your everlasting memorial is our specialty, and creating and crafting them locally is all that we do. Our inventory is extensive, so costs are manageable with the almost unlimited number of designs for you to choose. Your memorial preserves your family legacy with an everlasting warranty now and forever, guaranteed. Call us, visit us online at fergusfallsmonument.com. Memorials that matter.
When it's baseball season. When it's baseball season and fans come out. When it's baseball season, fans come out and Buck goes deep.
Swung on, hit the left field. That ball is out of here.
When it's baseball season, fans come out, Buck goes deep, and Pablo's throwing heat.
Swung on and missed, he struck him out.
When it's baseball season, fans come out, Buck goes deep, Pablo's throwing heat, and you got a smile that won't quit. That's the wow that brings us together. That's when the Twins rise as one. Your seat is waiting. Get your tickets at twins.com/tickets.
Are you ready for marketing that works as hard as you do? At Leighton & Gage, we're local. Real strategists, real people, right here in your community. We don't just market, we go all in. From strategy to execution, we hustle and deliver results that make an impact for your business. Tailored solutions, real results, marketing that works.
Leighton & Gage. Find your focus.
Newstalk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. And up next, we're going to kick things off with the two Marys and a Dave. And Mary over at the American Legion, I'm going to bring you in on a discussion we've been having all morning.
Okay.
And that is your thoughts on throw pillows. How many pillows is too much?
Okay, Mary, be careful. He's making fun of me now here.
Well, I'm sure Mary Dolan is a person who loves pillows and has lots of them in many colors, but I just find them useless, and I think you should throw them.
Okay.
They're very pretty, but we don't spend a lot of time sitting on our furniture, so they're really not in my way. We do have a few because they came with the sofa or the chair, but I wouldn't go
how
buy
about
them.
this? How about on your bed?
Yeah, not so much. Just make the darn thing.
Okay, Mary, I got a bone to pick with you, sister.
Next,
You would laugh out loud. In fact, I'll even text you the picture. There are 10 pillows on my bed. So I've taken some heat for that over the years.
I don't have that kind of time, Mary, to decorate my bed. I just so glad I
You've
can
got
get up,
Dave,
make
like-
it, and go.
You've got him like rolling back on his seat, laughing because, yeah. Oh boy. Now you have fueled the fire. Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll start putting throw pillows on my bed and see if it improves my life. How about we do that for a week or two?
Let's do that. Let's do that. Well, Mary, we are not here to talk about throw pillows, but rather all that great food out at the American Legion. You guys are open every Wednesday through Saturday. And let's start off with this week's Wednesday special.
The Wednesday special this week is going to be meatballs, mashed potatoes, and gravy.
Ooh, that sounds great. Yeah, that sounds just perfect. And
we made it for the firemen over the weekend, and it sounded so good, I thought we needed to make some more.
Oh,
so
gosh.
We're mixing up meatballs tomorrow.
All right, that sounds good. Sounds like you guys are doing a lot of catering.
We have been very busy. Very fun.
Okay, I know you love to get out and do those kinds of things. But okay, so we've got meatballs, mashed potatoes, and gravy coming up on Wednesday. And still 1 week left of this month. After this week, we're on to April. So tell us about the dessert features that we can still enjoy.
The dessert features for March are the pistachio pudding layer dessert, the chocolate mint cheesecake, and the mint chocolate chip ice cream dessert. All green things, of course, because of St. Patrick's Day, but they're all very good.
Okay, and lots of other things on the menu and the dessert items as well. Always a dozen or more that are available. So many good things to choose from. It's hard to pick. You need to go out with about 6 or 8 people and everybody order something different and then pass plates.
That's a great idea.
I know. I think it is a really good idea. So anyway, tell us, Mary, about your hours.
Our hours are Wednesday through Saturday. The dine-in is from 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock Wednesday through Saturday. And you can get carry-out at those times as well. And in addition, we open at 11 for carry-out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So carry-out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 11 to 8, Saturday from 3 to 8, and our dine-in is Wednesday through Saturday from 3 until 8.
Okay, so Wednesday through Saturday are the best days because that's when you get that good home cooking out at the American Legion. Mary, what's the number to call if we'd like to order our Wednesday special?
Give us a call at 739-4633.
All right, have a great week. And thanks for the help on the pillows.
Yeah, I'll start that just for a week or two and see if it improves my life. I don't see it happening, but I'll try.
Okay, give it a try. Okay, thanks, Mary.
Okay,
have a great day. Bye-bye. I think Mary is not on my side on the
I had to ask her. I gave her the heads up. I'm like, Mary, we're going to intro this with a discussion on throw pillows. She's like, throw pillows? I'm like,
yeah, like,
you'll understand.
What are those? Yeah.
No, I mean, she knows what they are.
I know, I'm teasing.
She's just like
But, you know, every couch you buy, or just about every chair you buy, comes with a throw pillow.
And that's
so
where
I
they
think
stay.
that should be, in my defense, that if they sell a couch with throw pillows, there must be some benefit.
Now, you know why they're called throw pillows, right?
Because you should throw them?
Because before you can sit down, you got to throw them off the chair.
I don't. If you looked at my couch downstairs, you would really think I was crazy. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I know. But, and I've got somebody sitting on that couch all the time, and they just pile on the pillow. They just rest back on the pillows. It's super comfortable.
I can see chairs, sofas, love seats. I can see that because, yes, you can rest on them. But having them defend your bed.
It's all for looks. It's pretty. I know.
I know.
People, every time they're in my house, they're like, wow, how long does it take to make your bed? It doesn't. It's so fast. I should time it.
You should.
Should I do that?
You should.
I would need a stopwatch because I bet it's, easily under a minute.
Okay.
That's pretty fast to make a bed, don't you think? With all that?
With all that, yeah.
If you could see it, I've got it down to a science. We'll do that. It might require this. Maybe we do a where to eat deal at my house. I'll make homemade pizzas or something, and then you guys can get a look at that.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to do that. Never mind. Do you ever do that? Like, you're with somebody and something comes up and you agree to it and you think, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Let's do that. And then, it gets a month down the road.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets close and you're thinking, what did I say yes to that for? Do you ever do that?
I have done that many times.
Oh, my
I know somebody who
goodness.
does that often with family members.
I do that all the time. Or I'm also famous for when people say, well, we're going to do this and, oh, we've got to get this done and we got to get this done. And I'm the first one to say, I can help you. I would love, and then it comes right down to it. And I'm like, why did I say that?
I always say thank you for volunteering us.
Oh my goodness. I'm a little more careful about that these days. Just because you kind of have to know where to draw the line and what you can and can't do. Or what you want to and don't want to do. I'm just a little bit more careful about saying, oh, I can help with that.
Yep.
I mean, I want to be helpful, but there's a point. Anyway, okay, I was going to tell you about Michigan. So you think Minnesota has a brass knuckle law?
I'm pretty sure we do. We've got there's several things in Minnesota. You can't have a movable blade, aka like a switchblade or butterfly knife. You can't have brass knuckles. I do believe. I'm about 90%, 95% on that one.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because I remember I won a bunch of that stuff at a fair when I was a kid, and so I had a whole bunch of it still in my drawer.
Brass knuckles?
Oh, yeah, brass knuckles, switchblade knives, butterfly knives.
Oh, my goodness.
The fairs used to be pretty interesting in the 80s.
Yes, yeah, you're exactly right. Anyway, Michigan now has a 5-year prison sentence for having any of those things. This one specifically, brass knuckles. The court ruled that there's no constitutional right to having metallic knuckles, which are usually associated with violent ambushes. Anyway, the judge said that history and tradition of the use is not a glamorous one. And brass knuckles are illegal in 21 states, and 17 regulate even just their possession. So I didn't know that. But I can't really think of a good... Doesn't seem like there's, like a cleaning hack or anything that you can do with brass knuckles. So just having them sort of suggests that they would be used for ill, I would think, right?
Yep, I'm just looking it up.
Yeah,
and
seeing how many... 21 states, they say.
21 states.
Brass knuckles are illegal. I don't know. Maybe this is one that Minnesota followed along on, too. I don't know.
Yeah, they are illegal in Minnesota.
Okay.
Wisconsin, you can have them if you have a permit. North Dakota with a permit, and South Dakota says, bring them on. We got you.
Brass knuckle permit.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why you would need a permit for brass knuckles.
Yeah,
It's either...
if I'm trying to defend myself, I don't want to get that close.
No.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's just, wow.
Have you ever seen, though, this, it kind of reminds me, I mean, these aren't brass knuckles. They're actually made from hard plastic. But there's a thing out there, and it's got, like, finger holes for your pointer finger and your middle finger and your thumb, I believe. Anyway, what it looks like is the face of a cat. And then there's 2 pointy ears. And you put your thumb and your 2 fingers in there, and now you've got those 2 ears sticking out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that classifies as a brass knuckle.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I see those on the internet available all over the place.
Well, there's a lot of things that are available on the internet that are legal in a couple states, but illegal in most. And
but anyway, someone had given me one of those. I actually gave it to my granddaughter, who at the time was working overnights in nursing. And the apartment where they lived, she had a bit of a walk from their garage to their apartment building.
Yeah.
And sometimes she'd get home at 2, 3 in the morning, and I just thought, that is not safe. But anyway, I don't know whether those are legal or not, because that would hurt if you got hit with one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a German tourist. We see tourists behaving badly all the time. This one happened to be in Mexico and started scaling a Mayan pyramid during a celebration of spring equinox.
Oh, wow.
Thousands of tourists and locals alike headed to, I don't know how you pronounce it, for this event. But one decided to break the rules and climb the pyramid. known as El Castillo. He eluded us. He's clearly in good physical condition, a National Guard member said. Video footage shows the 38-year-old German reaching the top. However, he was later physically confronted by an angry crowd and arrested.
Was it Chichen Itza or Machu Picchu?
Yeah, Chichen Itza. That's what it is.
Chichen Itza, yep.
Okay, there you go. And he faces fines under laws intended to protect archaeological, artistic, and historical monuments. So doesn't say how much trouble he'll be in, but I think they should get him in trouble for stuff like that.
Yeah, that's in the middle of nowhere. So
knucklehead.
if he's going to be leaving that, he would have had to have got on a bus or a taxi. So I'm pretty sure they should have been able to catch a guy.
Yeah, you'd sure think so.
Especially when they know he's a 38-year-old German guy.
Right. Well, SeaWorld has been fined after a Florida employee was injured by a killer whale in September. This was, last September. An Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, investigation concluded that the trainer was not properly protected from hazards. SeaWorld was asked to pay a fine of $16,000.
Yeah, if I'm looking at anything that you want to get in the water with, and the killer whale is not on the top of the list.
No, me neither. Okay, so that's the only time that streaming is bad, when you
I flipped it over to me.
choke on your coffee and then your eyes begin to water.
I'll flip it back to me.
I'm just teasing.
There we go. That's on me.
I'm good. Okay, and they have 15 business days to comply, request a conference, or contest the findings. SeaWorld has faced criticism for its shows that involve orca whales, as several trainers have lost their lives while working with the killer whales. So maybe that is just not a good idea.
Yeah, it's just one of those, they're kind of neat and all, but we really don't need to.
Don't want to be in the water with them. Speaking of, I'm thinking of things in the water. When the astronauts touched down last week.
The potted dolphins.
Yeah, that potted dolphins was like
That was kinda
welcoming
cool.
them. That was really cool. I tell you what, dolphins are really, really cool creatures. And they do seem to be, they just seem to be so friendly.
Yeah,
And they seem to have sort of a sixth sense.
I have swam with the dolphins.
Have you? I've always wanted to do that. I don't know if I've had the guts or not.
I wouldn't do it again.
Really? Why?
It's
Was
just,
it scary?
No, it wasn't scary. It was just kind of like, okay, it's a dolphin. Hi, how
And they
you
were
doing?
just right by you and
Oh, they swam around us. You could play with them. They pushed us out of the water so you could come out of the water.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll see.
Wow.
I'll see if I can't quickly find the photo. Of
Wow, that was, I wish, were you on camera when you did that woo thing?
that. No, that was.
Oh, shoot. You should have seen it. It was really good.
It was spectacular.
Dave was doing one of these kind of things. Anyway, but watching him do it was funnier than me. If you are into the movies, I guess the big one over the weekend, Snow White. And
I heard
it's-
that just got absolutely destroyed
Well-
on the critics.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay. Well, it is their latest live action remake. Snow White had a lackluster debut at the domestic box office, securing the top spot, but 43 million, that doesn't sound too lackluster. Anyway, let's see who else made, is that right? 43 million? That sounds like a big box office weekend to me.
That not when you're expecting like $100 million weekend. I mean, that's
Oh.
a huge production.
Okay.
But I was talking to Jen and we were discussing how they just have to stop remaking their animated movies into live
I think they're
movies.
just running out
People
of
are
ideas.
tired of it.
Just running out of it. I watched, which the trailer made it look like it was going to be a good movie, and I know it's old as the hills. Mel Gibson is in it, and I forget the title is something like On the Air, or he's a radio broadcaster. He's kind of a shock jock.
Really, Mel Gibson?
Yeah, and it's old. It's a really old movie, and I will tell you right out of the gate: do not waste your time.
Really?
It ended up the whole time a little on the edge of your seat, although Mel Gibson acting really lacked a lot, I thought. Anyway, and the way this whole thing turns out, I was so mad that I had wasted 90 minutes
Really?
watching the movie. So if you see Mel Gibson, it's a Netflix movie, and it's something like On the Air or something like that. Please, please, I caution you, save yourself the 90 minutes and go do something that counts, because that was not it.
Do something that counts.
It was bad. It was terrible. But the maddening part was that just enough to keep you interested.
Ouch.
And then the way it ended, you're like, are you kidding me?
I've had a lot of movies where you're like, okay, this is going to be good. This is going to be interesting. And also it's like, oh, well, that.
Do you know what? I have,
stunk.
for those of you who have Netflix, when you start something like a movie or a series or whatever, and then you get into it, 5 minutes and you're like, ugh, and you bail out, then it comes up as one of your continue watching for Mary.
Oh, so it taunts
And
you.
I've got so many of those continue watching for Mary because I bail out of ones. I always forget to look about the language. Sometimes, oh, this looks so good, and then you get into it and it's all in a different language. And
Well,
yeah,
if it's in a different language, they've got subtitles.
they do have subtitles, but And somehow I got subtitles on my Netflix, and at first I was really annoyed by it. Now I kind of appreciate it.
I like it because you
They
can just keep
mumble,
the,
and then you can't hear what they're saying.
yeah, if they mumble or if it's one of those things where you weren't really paying attention. And
Or
you're like,
John
oh,
is banging around in the kitchen behind me.
Yep.
Yeah, that. Okay. All right, here's some trivia questions quickly before we wrap things up today. One is really hard, I think, and the other one pretty easy.
It's kind of funny. I'm still looking for those. I got way too many photos on
Oh boy,
my
don't I know
my
it.
Facebook account because I'm still looking for me when swimming with the
Okay, well, maybe
dolphins.
tomorrow we can grab that. Which Titanic actor made his film debut in Back to the Future?
Back to the Future. That would have been.
Of course, you're going to say his name.
I'm gonna say Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, Billy Zane. Do you know that name?
No.
No, me neither. Good. Okay. Which area of Romania is known as the home of Dracula?
Transylvania.
Yeah, I knew you would know that one. Easy peasy.
Now, yeah, that was easy.
Yeah. So, and here is the feel-good story of the day. Dairy Queen debuting 2 new blizzards.
Nice.
Mixing bowl mashup and dipped strawberry cheesecake blizzards.
Ooh.
And here's the other good news. Uncle Eddie's opening on Thursday.
Oh, there we go.
Woohoo!
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, salted caramel nut.
I live close enough that it's comfortable to walk there, so I
should walk there.
I can
and
walk
then
there
get
and
the
then
walk.
walk back, and
Good idea. Well,
that'd be
anyway.
a good one.
27th, is that? I think that's Thursday.
27th is Thursday.
Okay, Thursday. Ooh, salted caramel nut. I am in. I'm going to be the first one in line. All right, coming up on 10 o'clock, that is going to do it for the show on a Monday. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Our show today and every day is brought to us by Fergus Falls Monument Company and by Pioneer Care. Have a great Monday.